Hello and welcome to Zebu's World. In today's video I'm going to talk about my quest to find acceptable audio solutions for my videos, and I'm going to talk about the various devices I have tried and how I find them. Currently I'm recording this into my mobile phone through this lavalier microphone and the Blink 500 2.4 GHz wireless microphone system. The receiver unit is clipped onto the back of the tripod. Video technology has improved quite significantly in the past 20 or so years. Even your mobile phone and other small devices like action cams or small handheld gimbals can record 4K video in excellent quality, maybe broadcast quality. The laws of physics still prevail. All these small devices suffer from small sensors and small lenses. However, digital algorithms actually help create absolutely professional looking footage. Microphone technology has not evolved that much there. If you use your mobile phone or other small devices to record your videos, you will find that the audio doesn't sound that good. It will have some tinny audio, picking up noises from all around the place, so you will have to resort to using external microphones. A couple of months ago, during the virus lockdown, I wanted to send the video to my colleagues to explain something that would have been quite difficult to explain just by sending an email. And I felt that the audio quality was quite lacking. I had some memories that I used to have microphones somewhere around the house. So I was fumbling in different boxes, and very shortly I found two handheld dynamic microphones, a Sennheiser E815s and a Pioneer DV15. I used to use these microphones with my DSLR about 10 years ago, but now I was about to shoot with my mobile. And although I'm quite familiar with the terms of TS, TRS, TRRS connections on 3.5mm jacks, I simply could not find a good solution to connect it to my mobile phone. I was tinkering a little bit, tried to solder up different adapters and the like, but even though I achieved something, the audio quality was still very bad. I very quickly ditched the idea of using these microphones, at least not just by plugging them direct into the mobile phone. The easiest solution looked to be at that time to buy a Zoom H1n sound recorder. Now this is an amazing device, and I'm going to show you very quickly what this device is capable of doing, but it is a very versatile unit. It's around €100, and for that amount you get a microphone, which is a stereo microphone. You get an audio recorder, which records excellent quality audio. And it also works as a preamp, because you can plug your microphones into this jack socket. It also has a line out, so you can use it on top of your camera, you can use it as a handheld microphone, or you can just connect the lavalier microphone. It can record in several different formats, so you can select what quality the audio should be like. You can select the level of the audio of the recording by turning this little wheel here. It can also be used as a USB microphone at home, so if you want to connect it direct to your PC, you can. The computer will recognize it as a sound card. So probably the first thing that you are going to notice about the Zoom H1n, besides its excellent audio quality, is that it lacks any windshield or any deadcat to prevent plosives to sound like as if it was a war scene. Also, if there is even just the slightest breeze outside, then it's going to sound terrible. So definitely you will want a windshield, some foam cover or similar, but it's not in the box. Zoom does produce windshields. It has a foam windshield, but that only comes in the accessory kit, which is about €30. There is a deadcat which is available, but it's also around €30. And now for a handy recorder, which is €100 altogether, it's a little bit steep to me. So the first thing I did was to go to a music store and pick up a cheap microphone sponge. It did do the trick. The audio quality had become much better, but the problem was that the size of that sponge was not perfect fit, and it would cover the gain control, and also it was a little bit too loose on the top of the mic. I went to AliExpress and there I found a very good deal. They sold a package which consisted of a microphone sponge, which was actually tailored for the Zoom H1n, and also a deadcat. And the price was, believe it or not, €3, including postage and packing from China to Hungary. This is what the internal microphone of the Zoom H1n sound recorder sounds. I'm speaking right into the microphone, the wind is not blowing and the deadcat is on, so hopefully it is not like as if I was in the middle of a war scene. By the way, war journalism. I thought that I would use this as a handheld microphone to make interviews. Hold the microphone in front of the mouth of the interviewee. We come to another issue of the Zoom H1n. It's made of very thin, not too high quality plastic, and there is handling noise. So anytime you touch, even just accidentally, the microphone, and if you're not holding it very, very firmly, then it sounds really awful. All that said, and even with all these problems, the Zoom H1n is an absolutely fantastic buy for €100, and I highly recommend everyone to get one. I've connected an external microphone into the Zoom H1n. This is the aforementioned Sennheiser E815s dynamic microphone, and I'm speaking right into it, recording the sound onto the Zoom recorder, and you're going to hear what the audio quality is like. I believe that the audio level coming from the dynamic microphone is somewhat lower than from an electric microphone which has preamps, but I'm using the Zoom to record it and I have pumped up the gain a little bit, so probably the quality is not going to be that bad. Another problem with external sound recorders, not just the Zoom H1n but any external sound recorder, is that the video and the audio are recorded into separate files. When you are editing the video, you will have to sync the video and the audio up so that your lip is actually reading what you are actually saying at that very second. And it is sometimes not easy. Even though there are tools in your video editing software to make it easy, sometimes you will find that it will simply not match up automatically, and you will have to play around with it yourself manually. You move around frame by frame, note by note, and you try to find the exact point where they should match up. And it is sometimes not as easy as it sounds, but you will have to play quite a lot with it. So sometimes it pays off to record good quality audio into your video file already. You might want to connect the microphone direct to your camera or your mobile phone. The microphone that many people recommended was the Rode Video Micro, which is a small cardioid microphone, a small shotgun microphone that you can put on top of your camera, on top of your DSLR, or even on a boom pole. The version I went for is a Chinese knockoff. This is the Boya BY-MM1, which is very similar. This is absolutely the same size. It has a different shock mount, probably not that high of a quality, but it works. And it also comes with the deadcat and 2 cables. These microphones are directional microphones, so they pick up sound from the front and they have reduced gain from the sides. It will amplify the sound coming from your talent or amplify the gain coming from the subject that you are going to record. Now let's put this microphone onto the top of my mobile and see how this sounds. And now this is how the Boya BY-MM1 microphone sounds on top of my mobile phone. Actually not on top of my mobile phone, but on top of the mobile phone holding clip atop my tripod. Let's stop here for a moment. When I got home to check the audio quality of the recording I made yesterday, I found that the Boya BY-MM1 microphone picked up quite a lot of radio interference. It must have been either the mobile phone's radios, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth or the cellular, which were constantly on, or it might also have been the Saramonic microphone system, which was actually pretty close to the microphone cable. As I was playing around to find the problem, I picked up a multimeter and checked the original TRS to TRS cable that came with the Boya microphone, and I found that one of the pins was not connected So I threw that cable away and picked up another one, and that is the cable I'm testing right now. So I would like to see if the audio is clean now or if it still has the interference issue. I have the Saramonic microphone system turned on, so I'm going to put them close to the microphone wire, and I also have the mobile phone's radios turned on, so let's see if there is interference coming through the wire. Whether or not you hear the interference with the new cable, I think it's worth noting that the microphone on top of the camera might pick up interference from the mobile. So probably it's a good idea to turn everything into airplane mode, and it's also worth trying whether the cable is actually connected properly and shielded properly. Even a very inexpensive thing like a piece of cable can go wrong. They might have not soldered it up properly at the factory, or it might have broken in your pocket. So probably it's a good idea to check the quality of your microphone every time. Use headphones and listen before you make any important recordings. Shotgun microphones, as they are directional, are quite useful because they do not pick up too much noise from the surroundings, and they will focus on your own voice. However, if you move away, if you move a little bit further back, then the audio quality is getting worse and worse, and your sound is going to be weaker and weaker. Normally in video production you would have a microphone person who would hold an arm, a boom pole, with the microphone facing you from the above, somewhere out of the picture, but this is not possible if you are shooting alone. And now I have changed back to the microphone that I had been using for the most part of this video. This is the Saramonic Blink 500 wireless microphone system, and as you can hear, I can now walk, and the audio quality is not going to change even if I go a little bit far, and even if I turn around, the audio quality is not going to change. It sounds exactly as if I had been standing in front of the camera. It is probably not that natural, but the audio quality is much better and much more understandable. So I'm not sure how you like the audio quality, but to me the Blink 500 by Saramonic seems to be a very good microphone system. As it is wireless, it gives me the freedom to move. I'm not bound by cables, and it also gives us a lot of flexibility. The Blink 500 is a modular microphone system. It comes in several kits as well. Sometimes you get one transmitter and one receiver. Sometimes you get two transmitters and one single receiver. And there are versions in which the receiver connects direct to the mobile phone, either in a Lightning format for iPhones or a USB-C format for Android. The transmitter of the Blink 500 system is this small black gadget which has a clip on the back side, so you can clip it onto your shirt like I'm doing now. And even if you don't have the lavalier mic connected, the lavalier mic, by the way, comes standard in the box. So if you don't have it connected, let's just unplug it. It is still recording you through the inbuilt microphone of the transmitter. So if you are in a hurry or you don't want to spend time on miking somebody up, using the inbuilt microphone of the transmitter might be enough for the purpose. But it has another fantastic advantage. So now I'm talking into the inbuilt microphone of the Saramonic transmitter, and let me just put a microphone sponge on top of it like this. It acts as a pop filter. And now comes the trick. Just take any rod, like this tree branch, but you could use basically anything. Put it on here, and now you have an interview microphone. Blah! So, what do you think? So this is a perfect interview microphone as well. I am very well aware that this is not a new idea. Wireless Go from Rode has a microphone handle that comes as an option. But I haven't tried it with the Saramonic, and at the same time I believe it's also quite an expensive gadget, so probably I'm going to find something that is a little bit neater than this piece of wood. So this was just an idea. How I intend to use it in the future for making interviews. But now, as we were speaking of handheld microphones and interview microphones, I've taken the Sennheiser again, this dynamic mic again, but this time it is not connected through the Zoom, but I connected it to the transmitter of the Blink 500. So it's now transmitting wirelessly over to the mobile phone, and I can walk and I can make interviews in the field. There's no one to ask. This video, which was very much rambly, I have to admit, just try to give you a quick overview of what I have tried to improve the audio of my videos. If you have liked it, if you have found it any useful, please press the like button or subscribe. If you have not, press the dislike button if you wish. Thanks very much for watching. 73.